Strangely enough, TikTok saved my life because I woke up last week and didn't feel very well, which is no big deal, and had tightness in my chest. I went to work as normal, collected the pigs, brought them back to the farmyard, and I was waiting for the lorry to come and sort of scrolling idly on my phone and got pins and needles. And then I thought, hang on a minute, pins and needles, tightness in your chest and the clamminess. That sounds like a heart attack, as a result of which called the doctor, and then it wasn't a heart attack, but while they were testing for a heart attack, they found my arteries were all blocked. So if I hadn't have been scrolling on my telephone in such a way that my arm got pins and needles, I never would have put two and two together and never would have called the doctor and never would have gone to hospital. So I'm very fortunate in that regard. It's like a car, you get blocked fuel lines, you take it to a mechanic, the mechanic knows what he's doing, he mends it. And that's exactly what happened. They were absolutely brilliant. I'm very lucky to live near Oxford. So I went in an ambulance, which means you get zoomed straight in. The John Radcliffe in Oxford is a great hospital. And they did 6 or 7 tests, I think, to determine whether I'd had a heart attack, and discovered that I wasn't having one and I hadn't had one. And then they did one last test and I had my coat on ready to go home and put me into what looked like an enormous polo mint. And we're able to see straight away that you've got 3 arteries that feed your heart. I'm sure a lot of people watching this and listening to this will know all about this. But there are 3 arteries that feed your heart. And mine were like the sort of things you see dangling from the roof of a cave in the Peak District. I mean, they were just calcified, fat-filled, totally impregnable stalactites. So I was in grave danger without realizing it. But they put a stent in, and 2 stents, in fact. And here I am. I didn't lead a healthy lifestyle at all. I work very hard and I play very hard. I gave up smoking 7 years ago, but I used to smoke 60 a day, the red ones. And I drank 3 or 4 pints of wine every day. And, I go to 2 or 3 parties a week, and, I really do push it. And it all has to stop. I mean, really, all of it. I can't eat, I'm not allowed now to eat sausages, bacon, beef, pork, lamb, anything fried. Apparently egg yellows are bad. Drink is out. The list is endless. It's really everything you'd ever want to eat. Cadbury's fruit and nut bars, I was addicted to those, gone. So you are faced, and I know, literally millions of people face this every single day, well, every year, I suppose, when they're suddenly told, right, that's it. You must now live like a liberal Democrat. And here I am. I had a yogurt for breakfast with some blueberries in it and an apple for my lunch. And tonight I can have prawns, so I shall have some prawns in an avocado and water, which is disgusting. My girlfriend, Lisa, she grows kale in the vegetable garden. I mean, I try to grow things that are edible, like potatoes and marrows and so on, and onions, but she's been growing kale. So she gave me a piece yesterday. It's so bitter. Who first put that in their mouth and thought, yeah, this is what I want to live on. And an almond milk, that's not milk. Milk comes from a cow. You can't have milk from a nut. It's nut juice. And it tastes like marzipan, which is one of only 2 things I literally can't eat. And then somebody said, yogurt's good for you. And I thought, well, yogurt's not so bad. I remember ski yogurts from when I was a kid, they were all right. Anyway, they brought me some Greek yogurt. What on earth is that? You can't eat that. But bit by bit, as the week goes on, I'm finding things you can. Apples, for example, are quite nice. And that's going to be that. I mean, TV, I'm only doing the farm show and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire at the moment, but I write 3 newspaper columns every week, and I have a brewery, a pub, a shop. I write my books, or collate my books, I should say. I've got a lot of jobs. I think I've got 10 full-time jobs at the moment. No, I'm not going to stop doing those, because there's nothing wrong with my heart. My heart's fine. It's the the arteries that feed it that are the problem. And anyway, if you stop working, and I don't have a hobby, you know, I don't play golf and I don't do watercolor painting. So, you know, what would I do with myself if I wasn't working? It'd just rot. So no, I'm going to carry on working. Well, I can't drink, so I may as well. I mean, you're dealing with, I mean, I was going to say animals. I dealt with James May and Richard Hammond for many years, and so I get a bit of practice. But no, when your animals are sickly or dying, it's awful. And I don't particularly like sending them off to market, but not to the slaughterhouse, to be brutally honest. You know, you have it to do. Um, it's just slightly peculiar now. I'm sitting looking out of my uh, window here, and I can see that we've got 72 sheep in this field, and I know there's another 70 in a field up over there, and then we've just got 50 new ones. And now I can't eat those. So I've now got a butcher's shop, a brewery, and a pub, and I can't eat meat and I can't drink. So I suppose it's more for everyone. Life is like being given £1 million, and you can either invest it and live off the interest parsimoniously and carefully, and that's fine if you want to do that. You want to stay healthy and fit all of your life. I didn't. I just thought, right, I've got £1 million. I'm off to Ibiza and I'm going to buy a Ferrari. You know, I just led my life like that, and now I'm going to pay the price. But I'm only living like other people have lived all their lives, so I'm not going to moan about it. Well, I am, but not loudly.